I'm gonna attempt and paint this. I'm just gonna use regular white paint. I hope it's opaque enough. And I wanted to buy a brush because I only have the ones for the walls. And I couldn't find like a single brush for a few pennies. So in Poundland, I got an entire set of brushes. It was only £1, but I'm actually thinking I'm gonna use the sponge. Hey, yeah, so it's been a while and I can't remember, I'm still trying to get around to this video, but this was filmed back in August 2024, what year is it? And I posted the first half of this video months ago. I'll leave it linked here in the cards and down there in the description. And that video finished with saying to be continued, and continue it never did until today. Today it continues, but the video just starts right there because this was supposed to be one single video, but it was so long I cut in half. And so there's no intro to this video. I just go right into it. So if you clicked on it and you haven't watched the other one, you might be like, what the hell is she doing? What is she talking about? What is happening? What year is it? So let me recap for you. This was filmed in August last year, and these were the last 2 weeks that I spent in our previous house in the UK, just before we moved to Portugal. And I was alone in the house, finishing things like packing certain things and disassembling furniture. But also I was making some preparations for my son's first birthday, which is crazy. That was over 6 months ago, and I'm still showing you the video. Hold on, I'm going to talk and I'll get back to you shortly. I've been adding layers of paint to my letters. I did like 3, I think, on the backs and like the sides, and as you can see, still not 100% opaque, but I was like, okay, whatever, I don't need to spend that much paint on it because it's gonna be laying flat on the table. So then I moved to the inside, and I don't remember if I did 2 or 3 coats on the inside. It's still not opaque because, I don't know, I was looking at it and picturing it plain white, but there's a lot of texture. I don't know if maybe it would have been better if I had used newspaper instead of kitchen towel, because you can like see the bumps and ridges of the paper towel in the kitchen roll, but at the same time you can see like the edges. Like this one, that like the edges here, it's not perfect. And does it have to be perfect? Absolutely not. And I was gonna just be okay with it. This one is also very wonky at the top, so it's far from perfect, and I feel like it looks very DIY-ish, which there's nothing wrong with it, but either way, I decided to give it a try using the cardstock that I used to make the little party hats on the photos. And this is how they turned out. So originally I was actually gonna glue 2 pieces of cardstock together to make it thicker, but then for some reason I was like, oh, let me just do it like this and see how it turns out. So I did them blue, and in an ideal world I would have glued it with a glue gun, so the seams would be better, but I ended up using tape, and I did it as neatly as I could. Is it perfect? No, but it's not that bad, and even though it's a bit flimsy, much more flimsy than the other ones. Like here's the 2 T's. Like this one is rock solid, you see, like it doesn't really shake. This one, more flimsy, and like I said, I could have got the second layer of cardstock, but I don't know, in a way I think I'm happy with these. I think I'm gonna keep these. They're not perfect, but then in a way maybe that's good, because at the end of the party, if they're dirty or messy or whatever, I don't need to worry about storing them, because if they were amazing I would want to store them, because I'll be like, what a waste. And this way I can just throw them into recycling, and then maybe next year I'll figure out a better way of doing it. But I think that for now, for what it is, it's perfect. It is the letters, and it's the letters. It says TJ. You can clearly see their letters. You can clearly see their trays. They will hold the snacks, which is the idea behind it. So to be honest, I think I'm going to keep these and I'm going to bin the other ones. And it was an experiment. We did learn that it does work. That mixture of the PVA glue with water and paper, like I cannot even bend it, you know? Like it's rock solid. And I think it has, was it 2 layers that I did of the kitchen roll? I don't remember anymore. So it definitely works, but it needed some adjustment. Maybe the cardstock needed to be thicker so that this wouldn't happen. I don't know. I'm very indecisive because in a way these ones are more sturdy, especially this one, because this one has even an extra layer here. So in a way I want to keep these because they're more sturdy. But then again, the other one is nicer because pretty and blue. I also have other paints besides the white. And I was also thinking that perhaps before beaming this, I could just paint them blue for say. I think I have blue, red and yellow, but like I have a dark blue, so maybe I could just paint it blue and see how that turns out. I was coming here fully ready to tell you I'm gonna put these in the recycling, and I just wanted to update you on the other ones, but now I'm no longer sure. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have a thought off camera and pick between one or the other, decide if I want to do another layer of color. But besides that, today I'm gonna go to the supermarket and grab a few things that my mom needs for her party at her place, because I just found good alternatives here, so I'm gonna take that with me. Well, with us, because I'm also taking my son with me when I go. Long story. So I'm gonna grab, I think it's 3 things she asked for. Not the supermarket bits that I need, like milk, eggs, nothing too special. I'm trying to go through the fridge, the freezer and the pantry as much as possible and get rid of as much things as possible. And speaking of which, one of the things I'm going to be doing to get rid of things, but also because I want these things, I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies, because I've been craving biscuits. And I was like, you know what, instead of buying them, which obviously would be much cheaper because you can buy a roll of cookies for like 30p. But I have all the ingredients, so I'm going to make them. And I'm gonna make bread, because sometimes I fancy a bit of toast. And again, I do have bread flour and I have the yeast and everything, so instead of wasting that, I'm just gonna make a loaf of bread. So I'm gonna do all of that once we come back, and I'll try and bring you along for that. I'm back from the shop and I'm ready to start cooking our chocolate chip cookies. This is the recipe that I'm using is a vegan recipe, but I'm not gonna make it vegan just because I'm trying to use the ingredients that we have. So in order to make it vegan, from these ingredients you just need to replace the milk by a vegan milk. I'm using regular. You need to replace chocolate by dark chocolate, and you need to replace the butter by vegan butter. Everything else is just normal things. Let me show you the rest of the ingredients. So you're gonna need some butter, milk, vegetable oil, sugar, bicarb or baking powder, oats, plain flour, and chocolate chips, which I'm using 1/3 white, 1/3 milk, and 1/3 dark. So a nice mixture to keep it interesting. And I'm gonna make the whole thing in my cooking machine, but obviously you can make it by hand with a mixer, with anything. Really, let's get going. So preheat the oven to 180. By the way, I've never made this recipe, so I don't know if it's good, but I'll share it here and I'll let you know at the end. I have a tray with baking paper ready to go. 100 grams of oats. Now I'm gonna blend it to make oat flour, so you could just go right into that step, or just use any food processor to make this. Oat flour. Now 150 grams of plain flour. 100 grams of sugar, 1 teaspoon of the baking powder, 60 grams of butter, 80 grams of milk, 70 grams of vegetable oil. Now we're gonna mix. Now 150 grams of chocolate chips, and mix again. And that's it. Now we form into balls. This is how it looks like. It's quite a wet consistency, and also I don't think I've ever done cookies that have milk and oil. Usually it's just butter to make the dough a bit more firm, but who knows, maybe this is the best chocolate chip cookie ever. It's a very greasy batter, as you can imagine from the oil and the butter that we put in. Looking at these clips is making me so nostalgic. This wasn't my favorite kitchen ever. The layout was not great. There was not a lot of counter space for actually having the ingredient shopping and whatever. It was also not great for filming because I always had to have the camera behind myself, and I'm looking forward to make some cooking videos and kitchen videos in the new house, because that kitchen is definitely much more camera friendly. However, it's making me very nostalgic, and this dishwasher, oh, I miss it so much. I try not to be picky about the details, because overall I'm just happy that I still have a dishwasher, because for many years I did not. But this dishwasher in this house that you were looking at was the best dishwasher that I've ever seen. It opened when it was done, and the dishes were always dry, and everything had a perfect slot to fit in, and you could fit tons of things inside. And in my current one, not so much. It doesn't open, it doesn't dry the dishes properly, and I just feel like things fit, but not as well as they could. And every time I'm loading it, I just miss my old dishwasher so much. I'm gonna put them in the oven. The recipe says 15 minutes, so I think I'm gonna do 10 and then keep an eye from there. The cookies are nearly done. My 10-minute timer went up and went off. And I added an extra 4 because I think they're honestly nearly done. Let me show you. They are so round and perfect and they're getting golden. To be honest, I think I'm gonna take the bottom ones out straight away. Yeah, look at this. Perfection. Yeah, and I'll take this one as well. Oh. Look at them. They are so round and perfect. Now, while they cool down, so we can have a taste test later, I'm gonna make the bread. So I've washed my cooking machine again, so it's all nice and ready to go. Let me get the recipe up. So it's a really basic recipe. This is called water. I'm just using it to pour. We start with 200 mils of water. $120 of milk, 20 grams of butter, one of these Easy Bake yeast. And you know, everyone's talking and doing sourdough bread and then you need to have a starter and whatever. You don't need any of that to make bread. You can literally just buy the yeast like this and the bread will be great anyway. A pinch of sugar. It's not sweet bread or anything, it's just regular white bread, but the yeast needs to be fed. That's what I've always learned. And then we're gonna warm this up just to 37 degrees, so a very mild temperature, and obviously you can do this on the stove top. So for your reference, it's warming up just for 2 minutes. And while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna start emptying the dishwasher because I have a pile of dirty dishes in the sink. Finished. I haven't quite finished the dishwasher yet, but that's alright. Now we're gonna add 500 grams of bread flour. I'm using regular white flour. But if you want to use whole wheat or something, then you will obviously create whole wheat bread. So now we're gonna have add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So this is a half of a teaspoon, so I'm gonna add 3 of these. And I'm gonna actually measure this because I'm notorious for not adding enough salt to my bread, and then the bread turns out a bit weird. Now we're just gonna knead it together. 3 minutes, the machine is gonna do it for me. So this is finished. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna spray a glass bowl with pan spray, but you can also just use like olive oil and a brush, or even your fingers, to be honest. This is just so the dough doesn't get stuck to it. And now I'm just gonna remove the dough from here. And now we're gonna cover it, and you just wait around 40 minutes for the dough to rise. And in the meantime, I'm gonna test this cookie. Oh, it is soft. Oh. I don't think it's overcooked, but it's very dry. I think that perhaps if we replace the oil with an egg. It's been 40 minutes and the dough has finished rising. Look how well it looks. It's still nice and warm. It's much bigger than what it was before. And now the next step is we're going to divide this into approximately 12 pieces. So there will be 12 individual breads, like little breads, but obviously you can make bigger breads. It's so soft. Look at that. Bread though is so soft. Looking back at this footage, I think this was the last time I made bread, and I've never tried the sourdough bread that everyone was doing a couple of months ago. Is that still a thing? You know, with the starter and then they put the elastic band around the glass jar to check how it's rising, I guess, and then they do something with the starter and they weigh the water and the flour. And I don't know, I've seen so many people online doing it, so let me know, are you on the sourdough bandwagon? I never remember what the name of that means of transportation is. Bandwagon. I want to be cool and say those things like, are you on the XX, but then I can never remember the word, so I guess I'm just not cool. I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of flour. Perfect. And now, with a knife, you cut them. To be honest, I don't remember if it's in this orientation anymore, but it is now. Cover it again and let it rise for another half an hour. It's been half an hour. Let's have a look. I haven't picked yet. Oh, they're so grown up. Look at them. Look at them. They have grown. Wow. Wow. So I'm gonna put them in the oven. I did preheat it already 10 minutes ago, so it's all ready to go. Pop this in. Fantastic. And I think they stay in the oven for about 10 minutes. And then we're gonna have amazing fresh bread. Okay, it's been 12 minutes. And I think the bread is looking nice and golden. At 10 minutes it was still a little bit pale, so I added 2 more minutes. And I don't know if those 2 extra minutes did anything, probably did not, but let's get them out. Wow! They're looking good. I almost grabbed the tray with just my bare hand now. So you see, even though the dough was a bit weird when I was molding them, they turn out pretty nice and round and perfect. So I'm gonna let them cool for a bit, and then I'm gonna have one with butter and cheese, maybe a slice of ham. And that's actually gonna be my dinner because I'm not very hungry today, so I didn't really cook dinner. I had pasta for lunch. Usually I skip lunch, but today I was hungry, so I had pasta. So now I'm not very hungry. So yes, I'm gonna have some nice warm bread in a little bit, but obviously it does need to cool down a little bit because at the moment it's still the temperature of the sun, but it smells delicious, looks amazing. I'm very excited for this, and a way of using the ingredients that we had in the house. Good morning. Today I have a few things that I want to do. My list is endless. I keep adding things to the list and getting nothing done because I'm just postponing until the very last minute. But I cannot keep every single thing for the last minute. So today I actually want to do a few things. For instance, I want to start packing my suitcase of things to keep with me, and also a box for things to take to my in-laws for while we're there. And I was gonna take one of those carry bags, but it's probably easier to just take a cardboard box. I do have here 2 boxes that my neighbors dropped off the other day, so I might try and use that. And I also need to pack my work uniform because I have resigned my job and I need to go return the work uniform. So that's in a box in the garage. I need to go grab that and see what I can do. I'm gonna try and post it to them so I don't have to drive there to drop it off. But for that I needed to fit inside the box. It's a whole new story. But for now I'm actually gonna sit on my computer, and there is a form that I need to fill in for the moving company. And I also want to call our providers and see what can I do to close the accounts and starting to get the ball rolling on those things. I think some of them you can only close after you actually move out. I'm not sure how it works, so I don't know. I might do a few phone calls, how that works, and I'll check in with you. And I'll check in with you a bit later. And now I'm looking at my desk because I'm just seeing here these letters. I think I'm just gonna bin this because I can always just print them again. I'm not gonna do them again for now, and in future if I want to recreate the project I can easily just reprint that. I still have the file itself. Yeah, I mean, there is a million things for me to do. My list of things to do before the movers come is a mile long, and tomorrow we're gonna get the confirmation of when are they coming to pack. So a lot of these things will have to happen before they come. I'm trying not to get overwhelmed, but obviously everything is overwhelming. So, okay, let's just get started. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, I just got the box out of the garage where I stored all the uniform, because I've been on maternity leave, so I didn't need all these things taking space in my wardrobe. So I have a big box with uniform items inside. I obviously need to go through and make sure there's not like personal items inside. And then I have my 2 suitcases, and there's this little one that goes on top, and there's like a cabin size suitcase, and they both still have things inside. Like, those will be personal items. I probably have, like, I don't know, spare tights, pens, things like that. So I'm gonna go through all of this, empty the suitcases, and then try and put the uniform as much as possible inside the suitcases, these 2 bags, and then I'm gonna try and put the whole thing inside this box, which is the car seat box that we've been keeping for over a year now, because we then, once he grows out of this car seat, which is gonna be very soon, because we do need to move him to the, which is gonna be very soon, because he's nearly at the maximum weight limit for this seat. So our idea was, when we buy the next seat, the one where he then stays for a few years, we were gonna store this car seat in the box, so it's nice and protected for until we have a next baby. But I think this is literally the only box where this could potentially fit. I don't even know for sure, but I'm gonna pack the boxes first and find out that after. But let's get started. It's a bit sad. I feel like it's the end of an era, saying goodbye to this job, but better things ahead. That's what I'm telling myself. Going through this box definitely brought some nostalgia. If you've followed me for a while, you know I'm a very nostalgic person, and for some reason I thrive on nostalgia. So even though it makes me a little bit sad, of course, because that's what nostalgia does, I still enjoy it per se. Like, I like feeling those memories and reliving the moment. So going through this bin definitely brought those feelings back, because this was the bin where I had all my uniform items, and it had bits from my previous airline which went bust during the pandemic. So I never got to say a proper goodbye, but I used to say that was my dream job. And my current airline, which it took me so long to get, not this airline in specific, but just on the airline industry in general. And then I ended up resigning after being a mom, and once my maternity leave was almost finished, and after having long conversations with my husband about what the future looked like, we decided that, for now at least, my future looked like staying at home with my kids and raising them. But even though it was a decision that I made, and obviously I was, and I'm still very excited and very happy with the opportunity of just staying at home and raising my kids and all of that, of course it still brings some nostalgia. Like, this was for the longest time what I've considered my dream job, and what I've always worked on, and my career and all my future prospects looked like this. So even though it was a choice to let it go, it still hurts, but it's a different kind of hurt. I feel like I left each airline with a different feeling and on different terms, and I'm happy that I got to live and experience the things that I did. I was gonna go to bed. It's like 1 a.m, but I looked around and I saw the mess that I've been accumulating, and like, even the wardrobe door is open, because earlier today I was determined that I was gonna finally start preparing the suitcase to stay here, and a box of things to take to my in-laws. So there's things everywhere. Might as well just start, because the things are just laying here, like on top of a chair. Like, where is it? On top of that chair, and a few things on top of the suitcase, and a bunch of toiletries over there. So might as well just pick them up and put them either in the suitcase or in a box, so they're out of the way. I just assembled one of the boxes that my neighbor has kindly given me. It's not that big, but I'm gonna use it for my in-laws, because this way then at the end, when we're done staying there for a long period of time, we can just pack up everything else in our suitcases, and the box can just go to the bin, and it's one less thing to carry. So let's get started. I have lists on my phone, obviously. Lots and lots of lists. Some of the things that are going to go in this box are actually going to be for the party. Others are to stay there. And then other things to my suitcase. Let's go. So for starters, I do have some clothes for donation. And we always get these things in the post. I don't know if they happen everywhere in the country, but they're basically a big plastic bag. And it tells you when the collection is going to be. So I already added to my calendar. It's in a few days. So what you do is you put as many clothes as you want inside the bag, and then you literally just leave it outside your door the night before, and they collect it for you. So I have some old shorts and an old dress that I love but doesn't fit me anymore. And I'm also going to donate this like big laptop bag that used to be from one of my uniforms, and I don't use it anymore, so I'm going to donate that. It's in perfect condition and I use it a lot as well. Right, now that's out of the way, we got this bag, this suitcase out of Facebook Marketplace the other day. It's Samsonite. You can see it's an older model by the looks of it, but like it has a code to lock the zippers and everything. It's in perfect condition, it's huge, and we paid £10 for it. If you were buying this new, I'm sure it would have been a lot more expensive. Yeah, it's in perfect condition, and we bought it because Josh took ours when he moved. So things that I'm going to put here, I have 2 extension bars. These are going to be useful so we don't have to use as many power adapters because we're moving to a European country. And the other day I selected this because I had been looking for this. It's one of those car phone stands. I had been looking this for ages. And then I found it. I was like, cool, finally I found it. I can take it with me. But I don't really need it because the car we're going to be using has one of those screens. Might as well just take it, just in case. Shove it in the gloves box. Right, now, these are toiletries for Josh's parents' house. So we can have these things there. Wow. And these are toiletries for our son. These are things for the party. Oh, and my recipes here as well. Now I have a bunch of things here. This is to take with me. And these are the banners that I did the other day. So these are for the party. And this as well. This is to take with me. So those are all the things that I had laying around. They're sorted. I might need a bigger box, depending on exactly what else do I have to put in here. That's me sorted for today. I will eventually need to keep packing everything. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and disassemble the crib, the big crib in his bedroom. So I need to make some space out and then go to town. So I think that's gonna be my big plan for tomorrow. Because today I didn't really do anything. Good morning. Yes, I'm wearing the same t-shirt as yesterday, but as you can see, my hair is up in a ponytail, which can only mean one thing. Today, we're gonna get serious, we're gonna get down to business, and we're gonna do the big things. Last night, I disassembled this. I don't think I recorded, because, yeah, I was just gonna go to bed, and I was like, I could probably do that. And it was so easy. I wasn't the one who assembled it, so I didn't know how it worked. So I looked at the bottom and I was a bit confused, and I was like, how the hell do I get these legs out? Because there was no screws or anything. So I just Googled on YouTube. Well, I YouTubed how do you disassemble the snoo? And it's so easy. So yeah, I just put all the legs and all the things inside, and then the movers can pack it up nicely. And today I'm gonna disassemble the big crib, but before that I'm gonna call some providers and get some more accounts cancelled, or starting the process, or being told when can I start the process. So let's get going, and then we're gonna do the big crib. I'm gonna use this big box that I ended up not using for my uniform stuff to make my easy retrieval box. I think I mentioned it. So basically, when the movers are emptying the big van into the storage at our destination, whenever I see this box, I'm just gonna pick it and take it in my car. And in there, I'm gonna put the things that obviously I'm gonna need very soon, namely this walker that I went to buy out of Facebook Marketplace. I think I even mentioned that on the video, but it's really cool. It's made out of wood. It has like those shape shortening things on both sides, and the shapes are here. Then the other thing I want to put in here from his bedroom will be these puzzles. I have two of them, just wooden puzzles. He hasn't, this one is new, I brought it the other day, so he never saw this one. But this one I bought it a while back, and he's played with it a few times. It's one of those that has sound, but he hasn't quite gotten there yet, but I think it's gonna be very soon. So it will be nice to have this at the house. Obviously, like, I don't know, the other toys, some of them might be good as well, but you know, through the months I can always go to the storage and dig through the boxes and try and find the ones that say toys. I don't know if that's doable, but for now I'm gonna put these two in here. And I could overthink it and think, oh, maybe you like this, maybe you like that, but if I go down that route, I'll never be done with it. And I'm gonna try not to think too much about it, because if I do think too much as well, I will realize that there is some toys that he could play with at the moment, but I'm gonna put them in boxes, and then by the time they come out of the boxes in a few months, he will probably be too old for that. He will probably be too old for them, and if I think about that, it breaks my heart. So let's just not think about it. He has enough toys there. They took a full suitcase of toys, and it's his birthday coming up soon, so he's gonna get some more, and then it's gonna be Christmas. I'm sure he's gonna get some more toys as well, and it is what it is. He played with these things and he made a good time out of them, and when they come out of boxes, if he still likes them, he still likes them. If not, hopefully we'll have another baby at some point to enjoy them. Anyway, but I need to make space to be able to access the crib. So, like, this room is not the biggest room, so yeah, I need to make space. I think I'm gonna honestly grab a box and put some of these things in a box. Although, like, I'm not supposed to be packing, but what else can I do? I know that we are paying movers to literally pack for us, but the reason why I was putting things away was because I've been accumulating toys in that corner. I don't know if I've explained that in the video or not. It's taking me so long to record these voiceovers that I feel like I've been editing this video for weeks. But there were so many toys in that little area. They didn't used to be all there. They were spread around the house, in the bedroom, in the front room, in multiple different locations. But as we were preparing to move, and because TJ had already moved out and he was gone with his dad, I had been bringing the toys from all over the house to that place, just so they were all together, so that when the movers packed them, they could pack all the toys together, so they were easier to retrieve in the future. However, I did need to disassemble the crib, and I had no space to move around. This bedroom was not that big, so I had to create some space, and so I was putting some toys away in boxes, just literally to make space for moving around and disassembling the crib. And the reason why I was disassembling the crib is because our packing package, per se, with our movers included they would disassemble 3 pieces of furniture, but everything else needed to be able to fit through the doors. So I decided to leave the dining table, the front room sofa, and our bed for them, because those were big, heavy items, and I was all by myself. And I ended up also leaving the sofa bed that we had in Josh's office, which was a bit cheeky because I wasn't supposed to leave 4 pieces of furniture, but they never said anything. They didn't even bring it up. But I had to disassemble this crib. And as you will see in a minute, it was definitely an experience. I tried doing it without the instructions book and just removing screws as I went, but I quickly realized that I actually needed the instruction book because I was at a lost, and I didn't know how to get rid of more pieces, and I was worried I was going to damage it. So it was definitely an experience disassembling it all by myself, especially because when we assembled it, I say we, but I actually didn't do anything because I was pregnant at the time. So Josh and a friend ended up doing it for us. And I was in the room, but I didn't partake. I didn't look at the instructions. I had basically no idea on how it came together. I think I can go inside. How do I do this? I feel like... Can I lean over it? Oh no! Oh no! Okay. I'm gonna have to use the instructions for this. Oh god. I love how it says you need 2 people to do this. 2 people. I'm just a single one. Okay, I think I need to tilt it. Ha ha ha. Okay, so hold on. Let me grab these things first. No. No. I cannot see anything. This thing is so big. Okay. Okay, we have tiltage. I feel like this is a monumental task. Look at you. So I removed the screws from this side, and I'm a bit scared to lift this thing. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, it's loose. Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Alright. Ah. Okay. Oh god. I think it's right. Okay. I'm making sure there's no more like screws around it. I don't even know if you were able to see the maneuver I just pulled. Making progress. Okay. This has to be the worst part about moving, like disassembling things. Like, give me all the boxes to pack and no furniture to assemble. Like, the movers are packing for us, but I wish it was the other way around. I wish they were disassembling for me and just gave me the boxes and I'll do it. That's it. The crib is disassembled. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay. I'm just gonna put the screws in the bag together with the instruction book. Put all the bars to one side so they're not in the way, the mattress and things. I need to remove these shelves, disassemble this camera, disassemble this lamp. Okay, we got this. So these are all the screws that I got. So the buyers they bought the wardrobe, so I'm gonna leave the instructions for that out in case they ever need to do something to it. I don't know. I have it, I'm not gonna need it, so I'll leave it inside the wardrobe. Need to go grab a bag for this. I'm making very good progress. I've taken a few more things off the walls, and now I'm just gonna collect the things from here, from the top, and I do have those flux things. Ignore the lighting, I only have my big light because I unplugged the other one. So these things, I'm just gonna dump them in these storage boxes here. I don't know if the movers are gonna leave things inside these boxes or if they're gonna move them to normal boxes. I was doing fine, and then I decided to draft the message that I want to write on the card that I'm gonna leave probably on the counter for the new owners. And then obviously I got really emotional because, I don't know, writing that message, it just made it all super real. The fact that somewhere else is gonna be living here and not us, and I'm thinking about it and my eyes are tearing up again. Why am I so emotional? I don't know. Leaving this house, and I think that the fact that I'm here all by myself is making me very, very emotional. And these little things that make it seem more real and that it's definitely happening are pulling at my heartstrings. But before I started this thing, I went upstairs to actually grab the camera to come downstairs to record some other things, and then I was like, oh, might as well just write it, because I had started earlier just on my phone, and now when I was doing the final touches and rereading, I feel like if I read it again, I'll get emotional again, so I'm not gonna do that. This is so sad. I'm so excited. I am. Earlier I was talking to Josh and I was saying how sad he was, and he was very excited. He's very excited about the whole thing, and I'm so excited as well, but I don't know, I feel like I cannot feel the excitement yet. I feel like now I'm feeling the sadness, and once I actually move out, then the sadness will be replaced by the excitement. Like now I'm kind of feeling both, but mostly sadness. Hopefully then it will swap. Anyway, what I was gonna do, something that I put on my to-do list for today, is I'm going to remove those picture frames over there. They should come out pretty easily because they're just command strips. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep these. The map, we were gonna remove it, but the new owners actually asked us to leave the map in, so that's what I'm gonna do because we cannot use it anyway. And then this is definitely something that we're gonna be doing in the new house as well, because we love it. And it's still missing one picture here when we went to South Africa. This world map has always been one of my favorite decoration pieces per se. We had it on our first house together, and when we moved to this house a bunch of years ago, we ended up redoing it and we add on to it. So it basically what it is, it's a vinyl sticker, like a decal on the wall. I believe we got this one here in specific from Etsy, but you can get them from anywhere, multiple sizes, multiple colors. What we do is all the places to where we've been together, we always take a selfie and then we print it, we put it on one of these matching picture frames. Then we have two sizes. We have small ones and big ones. The small ones are for small vacations or like weekends away or something, and the big ones are for bigger, longer vacation. So we print the selfie, we put it on the picture frame, and we write on the corner the month and the year of when we went there, and then we put a yellow string connecting the frame to the actual place in the world. And I absolutely love it. It's one of the best things we've ever done. I love that it's a piece of art that grows with us and grows with our family. Traveling is something that we are both very much into it. Obviously now it's a bit more tricky since having kids, and we have another one on the way in case you didn't know. So it's making it more tricky. It's still one of our favorite hobbies. So having something in our house that this not only displays it but emphasizes it, it's amazing, and I cannot wait to do it again on the new house. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the house and I'm gonna start removing the picture frames, and I'm probably just gonna pile them in Josh's office because that's the room that I haven't been needing to go in. So I'll just pile them all there, and then the movers can pack them properly so they don't get damaged. They said that things need to be ready to go, so I assume that includes removing the picture frames. Either way, it doesn't take long, so I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna remove their watch from over there. We're big fans of the command strips because even though this is our house and we can make holes on the walls if we wish to, it's easier to move things around if you don't have holes on the wall. So if it's something that is not very heavy, we usually tend to just put command strips on. And the watch, the clock, it had some like kind of command strips as well, but they're from IKEA actually, and they're great. They have a little hook, and the concept is the same. You can pull to remove without damaging the wall, but they have a little hook, so we have those as well in a few things around the house. To see what we have on the walls and taking things out. These were the things from IKEA that I was telling you about. You see, so it has like two command strips at the bottom, and you pull them, and supposedly there will be no damage to the wall, except the gigantic line that I did to mark the location. Taking the frames out is another of those things that it's definitely making it feel very real. It's all happening. This one have nails in. It's all happening. I'm not mentally prepared. But then, I mean, I guess I am. Because it is happening, so I don't have a choice. This picture frame here is so special for us. This is an actual photo that we took, I think I took, and we ordered it as this gigantic print, and it's only like a phone picture, so when it got enlarged, and like the quality is not that good in terms of like printing quality, but it's a picture of the fields behind the house where we lived before this one, so our first house together. And it's really nice. It has a really nice meaning. Obviously, when you're just walking through the corridor, no one knows what it is, and they'll probably just think, what a weird picture, like what a low resolution thing that they decided to put in the hallway. But it has a lot of sentimental value for us, and I hope they will be able to do something similar for this house. Like, find a picture that means something in a discreet way, so like people wouldn't know what it is unless we tell them, because I like that concept. So I need to get thinking what that could be to see if we have that picture already or if we need to take it before we move out, which it's all on me because I'm here alone and I have less than a week to do so. So maybe let's prioritize that. These are the last frames in the house, and before I take them down, I have some footage of me putting them up for another channel that I had back then. That channel, I mean, technically still exists, but I don't use it anymore. But I'll try and insert the footage here of 4 years ago, me putting these pictures frame up. Good morning. I look a little bit weird today. Also, it's very echoey in this area because I was just tidying up my makeup collection, if you can call it that, binning some old things, binning some really old products that I haven't used in years, and just putting the remainings in a little pouch so I can carry it with me. And so I decided to try on this lipstick because I wasn't sure, because I never use it. I don't think this is my color, this kind of pink. But then explain to me why I decided to keep it and put it in the pouch, because I was like, maybe if one day I'm wearing like a nice pink dress, which I did buy for my son's birthday party, maybe I'll want a nice pink lip to go with it. Either way, it goes really weird because I'm wearing also an old pajama shirt because I need to dye my hair today. It's also very greasy because, I don't know if this is true, but I've always heard that hair dye, at least the ones at home, attach better to the hair when it's dirty. So it was supposed to be a hair wash day yesterday, but I postponed it to today, so it's extra greasy. This is TMI, but I feel like I need to justify myself because I do look really weird with like a full face of makeup and then weird dirty hair and a weird t-shirt. Anyway, today's Sunday, and is it Sunday or is it Saturday? It's Sunday. Today's Sunday, and I did move a lot of things from my moving to-do list to my general to-do list because there's a lot of like quick snap tasks that I want to get done and out of the way. But also, I feel like this might be one of the last days where I get to actually sit and relax because the movers are coming on Wednesday. So I will have Monday and Tuesday to do more things, but those will be the days where I will actually take the comfort away from myself. Like, I will have my suitcase packed and start living out of a suitcase. I will take my cameras down. I will start unplugging the TVs, the monitor on my desk, all of those things. My desk, I'll probably leave it for Tuesday because tomorrow I want to record a video for my other channel and then I want to edit. I think it's going to be nicer to edit with the big screen, so I'll probably leave that for Tuesday or tomorrow if I manage to finish recording and editing early. But yeah, so I have a lot of things on my to-do list and they all need to get done before Wednesday, but I also want to enjoy the day, chill with the dogs. I'm trying not to get the emotion taken the best of me. However, one of the things I want to do today is, next to our bedroom we have this lovely cupboard storage. It has a few things inside, I'll show you in a second. But in the door we have this group of pockets. I think this is supposed to be for shoes, but I've always used it. We had it in our previous house as well. This is a great hack, by the way. Just put this on the inside of any door. It's great. And this is mostly toiletries, like extra toiletries, and like extra pieces of makeup, and then random things that we probably don't need anymore, so I should part ways with them. But some of them are still good, like this is just my next deodorant, because I always like to have one extra, and I have some extra toothpaste there as well, which usually I only have one, but for some reason I bought another one, so now there's two. But there is some things here that I can probably get rid of, namely all of these contact lenses cases. So basically I have a lot of things here that we probably don't need. Like, I don't even know what these are. Some sort of filter. But I don't know what for, so I'll take a picture and I'll ask my husband if he knows. And like, these are those after sunburn lotion gel aloe vera thingy. But obviously I kept it because I'm not gonna bin it just because, but I don't think it's worth carrying this with me, especially when we have another full one. And also this one is really, really old. So that's the kind of thing that I mean, that there's gonna be some things here that I can get rid of. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna pack it. I'm just gonna go through the pockets and get rid of doesn't matter and get rid of what doesn't matter. And then the movers will obviously pack the rest. And as I clean this last cupboard, this is gonna be the end of this video. I was actually showing you some of the things that I was finding in there and justifying where I had them, where they came from, but I ended up just speeding this clip and muting it because this video was already long enough, and I figured that you don't actually care why I have what I have, it's just the way it is. But I just want to reiterate that this storage solution of putting one of these shoes cubbies on the back of a door is excellent if you don't have a lot of space, and I've done it so far in every single house I've lived in, except the one where we currently live in, because we have a lot of pocket doors, you know, the ones that go inside the walls, so we can't really do that here because it's not feasible. So either way, that's what I was doing here, and that's going to be the end of this video. And this is also the last video that I have in this house. We lived here for 4 years, and when the movers took everything out and everything was empty, it made me so sad. I cannot tell you how much I cried. I'm gonna insert here on the screen some pictures of the empty house just so you can see it. I don't think I have any video, but if I do, I'll put it on as well. But it made me so sad. I cried so much all by myself, just me and the dogs. And there was this photo of Suki just laying on the kitchen floor by the world map where the sofa used to be, and she used to chill and hang out on that sofa a lot. And then obviously the sofa was gone and she was just laying on the floor, and just looking at her in that location, I cried, let's just say that. And I left for the new owners a bottle of wine and the house documents that we still had from when we bought the house, like general information about the appliances and things like that, and obviously the card that I got them. And I wrote a message that made me cry, and then I reread it before closing the envelope, and I cried again. I just cried so much, and then I did something that I felt like I needed to say goodbye properly to the house, and it was a bit sad that I was doing it by myself and not with my husband, because when we moved in, it was just us. And don't get me wrong, we're still together. But I think I mentioned he moved out 3 weeks before I did with our son. So I ended up having to do all of these things and effectively saying goodbye to the house all by myself. So I did something which was in the master bedroom upstairs. I wrote our names and the dates in which we lived in the house inside the wardrobe at the bottom of a shelf. So I don't think anyone will ever see it, but it somehow makes my heart feel warmer knowing it's there and that there is something on that house that is still ours. And I feel like this house will always be a little bit ours. I don't know, it was the first house that we've ever bought, and it meant a lot of different things for us. We conquered a lot in this house, personally and together and individually, and it was just fantastic. And every now and then I still think about this house, and it still has that vibe of feeling like home. So it makes me feel better knowing there is a little mark of us and our presence in this house. But that is it for this video. I have more videos to come, and I want to share a little bit of my current pregnancy and how things are looking in the new house, although I haven't been recording as much as I wanted because life is busy and I don't have any further explanations. So I have more videos to come. Keep an eye out for those. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way here, this is a very long video. And thank you for saying goodbye to this house with me. And I'll see you soon. Bye.